So I've been batch filming today, and this is the fourth video that I've shot. So if the energy level is a little low, I apologize. But it's that time of year again. It's gonna be September, so Becca over at Becca in the Books is hosting her Bookoplathon, where for the month of September we all get to play her TBR game. So I'm gonna do that today. I have my board printed out, I have my dice, I have my cards, I have everything ready to go. So let's just jump right into it. Oh, the other thing is I did film my regular TBR jar TBR, and I'm going to try to incorporate those books into this TBR just because I don't read a lot. Like, I don't read a large number of books, so I don't want to end up with a huge TBR between the two videos. So if I can plug any of those books into this TBR, I'm going to do it. So you might see some repeats if you have seen that video. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the rolls. Okay, so please excuse my board. We don't have a color printer, and I honestly couldn't be bothered. And I also printed out the big cards instead of the small cards, so they're just on the side. But let's start with roll number 1. And we got an 8. Pattern and text on the cover. So roll number 1 got us patterns and text on the cover of the book. So for this one, I'm going to be reading Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. This is the second book in the duology. The first one is Dance of Thieves, and it is in the same universe as the Kiss of Deception series. What is that series called? It's slipping my mind right now. I read it a long time ago, but it falls in that same world. And I really enjoyed that whole trilogy, and I enjoyed Dance of Thieves. I didn't like Dance of Thieves quite as much as I liked the first trilogy, but I did enjoy it, and I want to finish out that whole series. So yeah, that is my choice for roll number 1. Okay, roll number 2. It is 9. And it's a community shelf card. Read a big book, 400 plus pages. Of course. For roll number 2, I landed on community shelf, and I got read a big book over 400 plus pages. And for that, I am going to read The Dragon Reborn, which is the second book in the Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. Sorry, no. The third book. It is the third book in the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. I have already read the first 2. One of the videos I filmed today was my reading wrap-up of The Great Hunt, which is book 2. And yeah, so that was one of the books that was on my TBR jar TBR, so I did end up repeating. Roll number 3 is a 10. Featuring a mystery. Roll number 3 is a book that features a mystery, and for that I'm going to read The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a new book that I bought. Another video that I filmed today was a little book haul, but I just bought this book. This follows a girl named Avery. She inherits a fortune from a billionaire, but the way that she can actually get it is she has to move in to his mansion with his 4 grandsons, and apparently this mansion is full of like mysteries and puzzles and riddles and all that kind of stuff. So I think it fits this prompt perfectly. Roll number 4. And of course it's a double. Okay, another community shelf. Oh, read a short book, 300 or less. Maybe I didn't shuffle those well enough, but that's okay. So roll 4 gave us doubles. So we are adding an extra roll. I started with 5 rolls because that's what Becca does. So now we're up to 6 rolls. But luckily I got a community shelf and I didn't shuffle very well. So I got a book under 300 pages. So at least that wasn't too bad. And for that, I am going to plug in another one of my TBR jar books. I hope you don't mind, but I told you it was going to happen. And that is The Taming of the Shrew. This book, or this copy of the play that I have, is only 104 pages, so that definitely counts as a short book.
Roll number 5. That should be our last roll, but we got doubles, so we have another one after this. Are you kidding me? Okay, another double. It's 12. Okay, and we got spring.
And just to keep things interesting, roll number 5, that should have been my last roll, also gave me doubles, and I landed on spring. I am going to go with Well Matched by Jen DeLuca. Technically, I think this book takes place in summer, but it would begin in either late spring or early summer. So I'm going to count it. And also in Becca's announcement video, she said for spring she thinks of like flowers or pastels, like light colors on the front of the book. And I think this kind of sky blue counts as a pastel-y light blue. So we're just going to go with it. Honestly, of all of the, I think she called them like seasonal vibe spaces or something, spring is the one I was least excited about because summer would have been easy. In summer, I read a lot of romance. Fall, I read a lot of like thrillers and like cozy mysteries and stuff. Winter, I read a lot of fantasy. So spring is the only season that I don't really have like specific reading tastes associated with. So this one is a little bit of a stretch, but I'm going with it.
Okay, and because we had 2 sets of doubles, we have at least 2 more rolls. So roll number 6 is an 8. And that is published or set between 2000 and 2019.
Okay, so for roll number 6, the first of the extra rolls, we landed on published or set between the years of 2000 and 2019. And for that, I am going to read Save the Date by Morgan Matson. This book is actually on kind of, it's in my mind. It's not a written down official list or anything, but this is in my mind categorized as a read or unhaul book. So if I don't read it soon, it's going to get unhauled anyway, but I still have enough interest in it that I want to give it a chance before I unhaul it. So for all I know, this could be a DNF. I could just like completely not enjoy it, whatever. But at the very least, either way, this book will probably be getting unhauled and helping make space for new books after September. So yeah, this is the book that I picked for published or set between 2000 and 2019. This was originally published in 2018.
And hopefully our final roll, roll number 7. Okay, it's a 3, so that's the last roll. Okay, and that is favorite trope.
And the final roll, the second extra roll, we got favorite trope. My 2 main read genres are fantasy and romance. And I don't necessarily have a favorite trope for fantasy. I have some that I like, but when I think of tropes, I definitely, the thing that comes to mind first is I can't talk anymore. I'm done. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of tropes is enemies to lovers romance. So that's what I'm going with. It is a fantasy romance, so there's that. But I'm going to read The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. I've never read anything by this author before, but I've heard she's good. Like, I've heard people enjoy her books, and this one sounds very interesting to me. From what I understand, it follows a woman who wants to marry an evil king to like and then kill him to steal his power or something, but of course it's enemies to lovers, so we all know what's probably going to happen. But the fun part is getting there. You know what's going to happen, but the journey is entertaining. Okay, so these are the books that I'll be reading for my Bookoplathon TBR in the month of September. 3 of them are repeats. Hopefully you're okay with that. I don't know why you would care. I feel kind of like it's cheating, but it's also 7 books on my TBR, and the most I've read recently is 6, and that was like a really good reading month for me. So yeah, these are my books along with Vow of Thieves, The Dragon Reborn, and The Shadows Between Us. And yeah, we'll see how I do. I don't know if I'm gonna vlog the Bookoplathon or if I'm just gonna do wrap-ups like I have been. I have no idea. I guess we shall see. So yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know if you're participating in Bookoplathon, what's on your TBR, or just in general, what's on your TBR for September. What are you excited to read? I would love to know, and I will see you next time. Bye.